Mr. Secretary, thank you for that statement. And at this time, I'd like to recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Olson, for 5 minutes.
I thank the chair. And a special welcome, Mr. Secretary, on the anniversary of Texas Independence Day. As you all know,
and post-primary day.
Yes, sir. As you all know, I work for over 800,000 people, Texans, in the still exploding suburbs of Houston. When they heard about President Obama's proposal to put a tax of $10 on a barrel of American crude oil, they all said, "What the heck? What is he thinking? This is insane." Now, a good friend and neighbor in the business said, if we impose a tax on somebody, let's impose a tax on Saudi Arabia, OPEC, Iran, Russia. I have to know your role in this decision. Were you personally consulted before that proposal was announced?
Sorry. I'm not free to discuss internal administration discussions.
Were you involved? I'm asking, were you involved in this decision? Not what the discussions were. Were you involved as our secretary?
No, but I mean the processes that go on involving presidential decisions are confined in the administration.
Was anyone in DOE involved in that decision? Anyone at all?
Well, the same response applies, I'm afraid.
Okay, I've seen reports that this will increase pipes at the pump for the Obama working poor of 1/4 per gallon of gasoline, 1/4. How do you think this so-called hit will affect these people? Think it'll be good, bad, any idea what's going to happen to the American people with this tax increase if it happens?
Well, I would just put this in the context, if I may, of the transportation bill discussions that took part at the end of last year. And of course, it's very good that we got at least a transportation bill for some years. But just to note that I think we all recognize and had many discussions with Chairman Upton that funding our transportation infrastructure is it's something that's always there. It's a structural issue we need to address. And given that there has not even been a inflation correction to the traditional support for that fund for a quarter century, all I'm saying is we need some kind of structural solution, which the Congress will have to readdress now in a few years.
How does this tax impact our global competitiveness? Are we stronger or weaker with this tax on American crude oil? Any idea?
Well, I think the extent to which the result is a greatly strengthened infrastructure means that our whole economy will be able to function more efficiently. That was the whole motivation in the end for both security and economy for the highway fund in the first place.
One further question. I have a slide comparing the budget for the applied energy programs in this 2007 budget compared to the 2006 enacted budget. There are 17 programs here. 14 have increased funds for 2017. 3 have decreased funds. One with the decrease is the fund for cybersecurity for our grid. It goes down from, let's see the number here, it goes down from 62 million to 46 million, a 26% decrease for this upcoming year. A few weeks ago, Israel, their energy administrator confirmed they had a cyber attack that threatened their grid. This week, the first of this month, the New York Times wrote an article confirming for the first time ever in the world's history, a successful attack been carried out by cyber warfare to shut down the power grid in Ukraine. It's happened. We know the Atlantic Pacific can't protect us from these attacks, and yet you want to decrease funding for this necessary thing to keep us the grid open, grid going. How can you justify cutting funds with this world environment of cyber attacks on grids?
In fact, our overall cyber program, and I'll have to get the numbers assembled, is going up. Cybersecurity is a huge focus area for us. It appears in multiple places, and both in our national security side and our grid side. Frankly, one of the first things I did when I came to the department was establish a cross-cutting cyber council. Our deputy secretary chairs a group with the utilities that meets, I think, 3 times a year. Cybersecurity is a major focus. We have given security clearances to select members of that utility community to share information. We are doing multiple exercises with the community. So cyber is actually a major focus area. I think maybe we'll have to organize a few pieces together, and we'd be happy to come and talk.
So here, words for actions on page 38 of your budget document, the third line, you decreased cybersecurity by 26.6%. It's right there in your document. I yield back.
Gentleman's time's expired. At this time, I'd like